Yeah, today I have Joy Fadzai. I like calling you Fadzai. Sorry, I like calling you Joy
Joy,
because
yeah, I
that's what
know.
I'm able to pronounce
To
very
pronounce,
well.
yeah, it's okay.
That's fine. So today I have Makaya.
Yeah, Makaya.
That's a lovely name.
Thank you.
Okay, so today it's nice having you on the show,
Thank
and
you.
we'll be looking at a very important topic: autism.
Hmm.
Autism is something that people will still like to know you, who you are. But before we go to that, um, maybe can we just get to know you? Who's Fazai?
Okay. Fadzai, Fadzai Makaya, as Timidire has said. I work with people, individuals rather, on the autism spectrum. And I have a foundation that is there to raise awareness and to offer services to individuals on the autism spectrum. Yeah. And I'm a mom and a wife.
Just for the records. For
Yes.
the records, that's important. That's nice. Okay,
Yes.
yes. Oh, today we are looking at autism. The issue of autism, like we were saying before we started this conversation, in Africa. Let's start from Africa, from back home. They is not something that is well known. For instance, I saw a video whereby a boy having that challenge, but it's
Hmm.
a challenge.
Hmm.
It's not a disease.
No.
He was having the challenge actually,
Hmm.
and he went to possibly the parents know,
Okay.
but the people around him didn't know.
Hmm.
The people that saw him around because they went to a store. It was a video that went viral actually
Okay.
in Nigeria then. The boy and the parent went to the store, and when they entered the store, I don't know what actually transpired, but you know, the people with autism, they have a way of behaving, and it just went. It was actually an electronic shop, and it went off. It went off baseline, like the people we
Hmm.
usually say. It
Hmm.
went off baseline, and he started having some behaviors, and went for the televisions that were there, started pulling them down.
Hmm.
Some people were shouting,
Hmm.
but the parents knew.
Okay.
But those people that saw the video, some well, might have said, "Oh, what's wrong with this boy?
Hmm.
Like, is it crazy, or is it because for some people it's like he's only a crazy person that can be that way."
Yeah.
So that tells us that a lot of people in Africa
Hmm.
don't actually know what autism is all about because
Hmm.
it's not a popular stuff. And if people don't know what it's all about,
Hmm.
they won't know how to relate with the people having that challenge.
Hmm.
That's number one. And number two, the society also, since they don't understand, they don't have the right awareness about what it is.
Hmm.
They don't know how to relate with the people that have autism.
Hmm.
More importantly, the government in Africa.
Hmm.
The question is, do they actually understand what? Do they actually do they give more attention? Do they give more attention to what to the issue? So today we'll be looking at all of those things, and so that we can help the people. More importantly, the people in Africa.
Hmm.
So we just start by saying, oh yes, you rightly said earlier that you have a foundation that is helping with people. So can you tell us about your journey? How did you get there, and what actually inspired you to go into that space?
Okay. What inspired me is like I think year 2000. Um, we had a brother. My brother was born year 2000. He's 24 now. Um, Before my mom gave birth, the gynecologist told her that there's something wrong with the child, but the doctor didn't know what it is, but he just knew that there's something wrong with the child. So when my brother was born, we noticed that he delayed in doing most of the things, like he had delayed milestones. So we thought maybe, okay, fine, he is just slow or something. He delayed in everything, like walk, even balancing while he was still like 3 months or so, he could not balance his head, you know,
Okay.
it kept falling until he was able to. he delayed in crawling, walking, everything, and we thought maybe, okay, he will get there. He will get there. And he did not eat like any other kids will eat. He preferred to eat one kind of food. Like in our country we call it sadza.
Okay.
Yeah, that's our staple food. Sadza.
Like could that be something like our pap in Nigeria?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he would only eat it with milk. Nothing.
At what age was that?
Around 3 years.
At 3, that children are expected to be having solid. So he was still taking liquid.
No, it was sadza and milk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's rice and milk.
Okay.
Yeah. Whatever he was having, it was with milk.
Okay.
Sadza and rice, but with milk, not with any soup.
Okay.
So we thought maybe, okay, fine, he's just being a kid, And then at the age of around 6, he was enrolled in a kindergarten school where other, normal kids go. But the challenge is he was still wearing diapers
At 6.
at 6.
Was it in the night or every time?
Every time.
Okay.
Yes. And he would not eat any other food from anywhere else but suds and milk from home. So we had to follow him to school to give him food until we decided, no, this is not working. He was withdrawn from the school.
So did the school notice that?
They did, and they said they could handle him, but we noticed that they could not.
So that also tells us that possibly the school doesn't understand what autism is all about, because
Yes.
if they do, or if
Yeah.
they did,
Yeah.
they will have known that, okay, this boy needed more things than the conventional school could offer. Okay.
So we kept him home, not knowing exactly what is wrong, and still he could not speak. At the age of 10, we were my parents went to a GP, and we were transferred to go to see a clinical psychologist.
Okay.
That's when he was diagnosed with autism and was sent to a special school. So from there, he was going to school, but with a carer. He did not go alone, but with someone.
Okay.
Yes. And he was not wearing, he was still wearing diapers at 10. But you could not tell that he's 10 because he has a very small body.
Okay.
Yeah, very small body. And at the school, that's since it was a special school, they were able to train him to use the toilet.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a tick there.
That's good.
But on speech, still he was using sign language, not like he was taught, but sign language.
Okay.
That we could understand at home. So as time moved on, he was referred to a local school in our area at the age of 18.
Okay. Can I? Okay, go ahead.
Okay. At the age of 18. So by 18, he was going to school alone.
Okay.
Yeah. And then when he reached 20, because he's 24 now.
Okay.
When he reached 22, the school, he had to drop out of, I can't say drop, he was stopped from coming because of age.
Okay. Okay.
Because of age, he could not go anymore. So currently, he's at home.
Doing nothing.
Nothing. So, 2016, I'm going a bit...
Aback, yeah.
Yeah. 2016, that's when I started to run a Facebook page By then it was called Kids with Autism.
Okay.
Yeah, just to raise awareness and to educate some parents, because it was quite a challenge to, to take him to church, go to groceries. So I just wanted to raise awareness to let other people know what autism is, and for them to accept it as well, because there's a difference between, well, awareness and accepting, because people might be aware but they haven't accepted it. And if you haven't accepted anything, well, you're not going to do anything about it.
That's it.
Yeah. So I started the page 2016 just to raise awareness, and later on to let people accept. And for you to know that people are accepting, you get feedback.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Before you continue, what do you think will make people to not want to accept it, unlike in overseas? So, for instance, in the UK, US, and the likes, it's very easy, even right from pregnancy period. If someone is having, there's any kind of sign like that, the doctor will have informed the parent to understand that this is what the pregnancy is all about, and so they can know how to prepare, how to accept. Because you made very valid points that you say. One thing is about awareness.
Yeah.
Another thing is for the people to accept it, because some people would say, okay, no, that's yours, it's not mine. Yeah, so some people have a kind of religious angle to it. So like, no, that's not what I say, that's not what I'm saying, and I'm not going to accept that. And so what can you say is the reason why a lot of people, especially in Africa, are not actually accepting it? Could it be part of lack of more of awareness about it, or what?
Yeah, I think it's lack of awareness, and sometimes it's because of our cultural backgrounds. In Africa, we believe in a lot of things that causes that we think might be causing that condition, but I think it's mostly our cultural background, because we believe. I think there are three belief systems.
Okay.
Yeah. There's cultural, there's Christianity, that's medical, religious. And so it depends. In Africa, mostly it's cultural beliefs. We believe maybe this child was bewitched and it can be fixed.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
And with religion, I might think, well, my son or my daughter, if I pray, I'll pray this thing away. So sometimes it delays the acceptance, because you think maybe it will go away. Because I've worked partly with a organization, School of Psychological Services in Zimbabwe.
Okay.
Parents will be coming, like maybe they've been referred by the teacher, like you should go and see an educational psychologist, given a letter. And the child, the parents will come with the child. As you are doing the assessment, you pick some signs, like, okay, what the parent is saying, this child might be autistic.
Right.
Yeah. But they won't say it. The parent won't say it. And then at some point, you get to ask them, did you go to a clinical psychologist? Was the child ever assessed by a clinical psychologist?
Right.
And they'll say, yeah. And I'll ask them, what did they say? Say, my child is autism. But they didn't mention it to the school or to the educational psychologist, which means they're still in denial, like my child will get better. So the parents denying to accept their child is autistic, it delays the child to be helped. It delays the whole treatment or help they can get.
Oh, that's fine. Thank you. Yeah. So for people to be helped, people supporting, so the family, let me use the word family. The family should be able to accept, should be willing to accept this situation. And okay, it has happened, or this is the way it is, and see how better they can offer help to the person. So that's the way forward, instead of still or living in denial and struggling with it. They're not happy with it, and they are not still accepting the reality. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So you said that you started creating awareness. Does that mean that prior to the time that you started creating the awareness, could that be that in your own area in Zimbabwe, does that mean that there wasn't enough awareness prior to the time you began it?
Yeah, and till now there isn't enough awareness. There isn't enough. We still have a lot of work to do. There isn't enough awareness.
So what can you say can be a reason for that? Or could it be that the government is not willing to accept it also, or maybe there is not enough funding for government, or maybe there's no, what can you say could be the reason for that?
I think there could be no enough funding, one, and maybe the government is not paying much attention to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, as it is now, government should be looking at that direction.
Yeah. Because of the schools that are there, especially in my country, they are private owned schools
Okay.
for autism. They're not government schools. So they're very expensive. They're out of reach for so many parents.
Okay.
They're not government schools specifically for autism.
There is no. Let me get it. So, are you saying there is no particular government-funded schools,
No,
especially for autistic children?
no,
None at all.
no,
Not even one.
no. Special needs schools are there,
Okay.
but all the special needs kids, autism different,
Yeah.
different types of special needs.
Right.
It's just there, but there's no one school specifically for autism.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So that means you are in the right path, because what
Yeah.
you're doing, I believe strongly that what you're doing is going to help a lot of people. Is going to radicalize the society. I believe strongly that with what you're doing, if you are able to get the right support from the government as well, a lot of children, adult people too, because it's not just about children.
Yeah.
We have a lot of adult
Yeah.
people living with autism in Africa. They will be helped as well. So when these people are helped, I believe the society will be a better place. So, and well done, you're doing a very good job.
Thank you.
So, and I do hope that the right help that you also need, because I believe you do need help too.
I do. I
So,
do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I believe that when you have the right help too, you can help the people that need the help that you have.
Yeah.
Okay. So for this purpose of or for the sake of people that don't actually understand what we're talking about, because some might be saying or might be thinking, what are they actually talking about? Autism. What is autism? So can you just tell us about what's autism all about?
Well, autism is a neurological and developmental disorder that happens as a child is born, but it's noticeable at the age of 2.
Okay. At what age or at what point can someone with autism be quickly detected?
Okay, there are signs that you notice with your child, like maybe they don't do eye contact.
Okay.
They don't respond to their names when they are called. They don't smile or laugh. They are having difficulties like playing with other kids. They will rather be alone. So sometimes when you pick those things, I think you need to visit a GP or something. But it doesn't necessarily mean that if your child is not doing eye contact or is prefers to play alone, it doesn't mean that he's autistic or she's autistic. But it's some of the signs, some of the things that you should be worried about.
Okay. So when parents begin to observe this kind of signs in their children, they should call for help on time.
On time.
Okay, because
On
the
time.
timely calling for or call for help will help service the situation.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. So the early signs have been mentioned. So I'll be asking about, are there treatments for autism?
Yeah, they're there. not treating autism, but treating like the behaviors that challenge, because with autism it comes with other things, you know, like mental health issues. Because
Okay.
autism itself is not a mental health issue.
Okay.
No, autistic people also suffer from mental health issues.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Okay, autism
Right.
is not a mental health issue.
Okay.
It's not. But autistic people also suffer from mental health issues.
Okay.
Yeah. They suffer from anxiety, schizophrenia, you call it, all those mental healthy challenges. But on its own, autism is not a mental health issue. Because mental health issues can be treated with medication. Like, okay, um, this individual has psychosis, for instance,
Right.
they can be given medication and that can go away. That can be controlled by medication, but you can't control autism with medication. No, but we'll be treating things like, we'll be like trying not to control, but to lessen like challenging behaviors, for
Okay.
instance.
Okay.
Yeah, and maybe other mental health challenges. But we can't treat autism on its own like I'm treating autism.
So you can't treat it away,
No.
but the challenging behaviors can be
Yes.
can be treated or
Yes.
can be controlled
Can
or
be
can be
controlled,
managed.
can be managed, can be, they can learn good behaviors. They can be taught something, but not like I'm treating autism. No, we are treating other conditions
Right.
that makes autism even harder to live with.
Okay.
Yeah.
In autism, there's this stuff around sensory issues.
Okay.
Can you walk us through what are sensory issues in autism?
Well, sensory issues. Okay, like how can I explain it? Like everyone, we have we use our five senses to communicate with the world around us, to communicate with the environment. Our five senses: sense of sight, smell, touch. All the five. But when it comes to autistic individuals, sometimes they get too much information or less information.
Okay.
Yeah. For instance, let's say it's the sense of hearing. Okay. They might receive too much information from the environment. Okay, like let's say a phone is ringing. To us, it's just a normal phone ringing. But to some autistic individuals who are oversensitive to hearing, it's like a siren or something.
Oh.
It's magnified. Same as with the sense of sight.